What's up, VC? What's up, vinyl community? It's Dan, the vinyl geezer, hanging out with you for at least one more video. And in this video, we're going to talk about some records from 1985 and probably some other stuff. Thanks for hanging out. As always, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. So let's get into it. I got a stack of records here from 1985 that we'll end up talking about a little bit. There's some of my favorite records are in here. There's one in here that I really don't like, and then there's a couple that they've yet to absorb, if you will. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this video that stuck with me, man. And I'll link to it below. It's Dylan from Noble Records. He's got a huge channel. I want to say something like 80,000 subs or something. I mean, it's just crazy. I could... The thought of that many subscribers to my channel would probably freak me out a little bit. I'm very small. It's a very small channel. I would like to see it grow kind of naturally. If I was just to wake up one day and have 80,000 subs, I'd probably quit YouTube. I think that's something you probably got to flow into. But anyway, he talked about record burnout. And also in that video, he talked about toxicity in the vinyl community and how some people had said that he didn't belong in the vinyl community because he was a seller of vinyl. And it just kind of stuck with me. And it's like, so we're ostracizing dealers from the vinyl community? Because the last time I checked, those dealers really hooked me up and helped me get some awesome records that I have here. And there's one that I'm gonna bust out. It's not from 1985. It's actually from 1984. And I wasn't gonna talk about this record until a future video that I'm gonna be doing covering this band. But I do want to talk about a record that is not somewhat. I mean, it is a grail. And I want to talk about it. It's this. It's Metallica's 1984 masterpiece, Ride the Lightning. This is an original, and as you can tell, look at the condition. It's a mint condition. Original Megaforce, Ride the Lightning. Okay, it's amongst the first ones that were released. I can show you some other stuff that goes in it. And I think that it's important that I show you some of this stuff because without dealers, guys, this kind of thing doesn't happen. And I really don't want to hurt anything in this record because this thing was it was so ridiculously mint. And it's one of my prized possessions. And it's something that I haven't talked about. It's probably one of my favorite records in the collection, if not my favorite record in the collection. This is an original merch sheet that was put out in it. This is the original inner sleeve, and as you guys can tell, this thing is in just utmost near mint, as near mint can be, on the original Megaforce record, Metallica's Ride the Lightning. So I didn't just, I didn't buy a collection and it was there. I went to a store and it was there. And having a relationship with those guys enabled me to work out a deal on this record, which I wouldn't have been able to afford had I not built up that relationship. So when we talk about a vinyl community that would ostracize a dealer or a seller or a reseller of records, I think we're missing the point, because where are we getting our records from? And those guys are highly important. Kyle, Taylor, who helped me get this Metallica record, that brings me a lot of joy just having it, listening to it. I'm not the kind of guy that has a record that it'll stay sealed. No, my records get spun, and if you look at them too hard or you manage to handle them in the wrong way or something like that, they can get damaged. But the fact of the matter is that And I guess more what I'm trying to get to is everybody needs to just be cool and realize that we're all part of this community, and some of us are part of this community because we don't have the ability to share these things with our family or our friends that we live around. And like I've got friends that do personal friends that do collect vinyl, but not in this way, that they're not part of the vinyl community, quote unquote. I think my friend Cosmic Brian over at Cosmic Vinyl, and he's a personal friend of mine, but we met through the VC, and we've met and we've hung out, and it's great. We're going to do it again. And, there's some other people. Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, I met him at a record show. Hit it off, and, these are people that I met through this vinyl community. And this vinyl community is a very important thing, and I don't think we need to ostracize anybody just because they sell records. How dare they? And then thinking back about this video that Dylan from Noble Records made about the toxicity. I've seen it. I've listened to some channels that have they have 1,200 subs or something, and they're like slamming. Well, they only had 300 subs. What does that even matter? What does that mean? What does subs mean? What does any of it mean? Anyway, what I'm getting at is thank you for being a part of this. If you're commenting on this channel, if you're liking my videos, if you're watching my videos, thanks. If you're commenting on them and you're even making a bad comment, I don't care. Thank you. Thank you for the dislikes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the constructive comments. Thank you for the criticizing comments. Thank you for interacting. Because let's face it, we're all part of this insane thing together. Because really, I could sit here and I could tell Siri to play any song and she'll play it because I have an Apple Music subscription that I buy. I do this because I like having the relationship with the music. I like being able to physically look through my records and not just flip through. Oh, I don't feel like listening to that. Maybe it's a picture that'll catch your attention. Maybe when you're flipping through, I don't know, I'm just going to pull out a random record here. You'll pull this out and you go, Peter Gabriel. I haven't listened to this one in a while. Yeah, let's put that on. Let's put Scratch on. It's Peter Gabriel record, Maybe you're in the mood for some art rock and you wanted to listen to some Peter Gabriel. Maybe that's what it's about. So we're all in this together. In other words, that's my hippy dippy. Can't we all just get along, man? And then record burnout. So yeah, I've been kind of on that because I was going to do a vinyl finds video, and it's been dead slow around here, man. It's just I'm not finding anything, or I'm walking through the store and I'll pick this up and I'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds like it might be okay. My latest pickup was it's up here. It's Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy. I finally found a clean copy of that, and it's just in an antique mall. Got a good deal on it, so I bought it. But been looking for a clean copy of that, which is becoming very difficult to find. It's so yeah. Anyway, I'm just not adding a lot of records into the collection right now. So I'm just trying to come up with ideas for videos and making no promises on the quality of videos that I'm going to make. I always say I'm coming at you for at least one more video at the beginning of these because I'm making no promises on the amount of content that I'm going to make. I'm making no promises on the quality of content that I make. I don't know what I'm doing here. I've got a cheap Logitech camcorder. I've got some Amazon Blue Yeti knockoff thing I bought for like $17. Just talking about records, man. Just looking for that way that I can communicate like this hobby, which is more than a hobby. It's really kind of a lifestyle. It is a community. So let's just be cool to each other, man. You know, love to everybody. You know. So anyway, yeah, that's I don't know what that was. It's just something I guess I needed to communicate. If you're actually seeing this thing, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get into some records from 1985. Almost 40 years now. So it's funny that 1985 is further away than 1985 was from 1955 in the movie Back to the Future, which is not in the stack of records. Anyway, just some records from 1985. Thought I would talk about, and let's just no further ado. Elephant in the room. It's a MoFi. It's digital. Ah! What are we gonna do? DSD. This was originally DSD. I do not think that whole digital MoFi gate thing helped them that much. Maybe it did. Maybe they're doing just fine. I don't know. Anyway, MoFi, 1985. You remember the video. I remember the video. It's an excellent video. You know the video I'm talking about. That's right. Money for Nothing. Brothers in Arms. What an album. What a record. What a way to enjoy it with the MoFi. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. Already recorded digitally. It's a great record. It's great. Walk of Life. What an amazing song. Every song on here is fantastic. It sounds fantastic. If you can pick up the MoFi version, I would do it. If you love this record, I would do it. What can I say about this record that hasn't been said millions of times already? 1985, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Great stuff. And the last copy that I'll buy, because that MoFi really does. It's special. It's really special. This next one, don't like it. Don't like it. Never really have. Never been able to bond with this record. A couple of songs off of this that I grew up in middle school listening to. It's Motley Crue's Theater of Pain. Not a big fan of the band Motley Crue, actually. I've got a few of their records. I really cherish their first record, Too Fast for Love. I also love Shout at the Devil and Dr. Feelgood. This one I found for $5 at Planet Score Records in St. Louis in the secret stash. If you know, you know. All right, $5. Thought why not? Didn't look that bad. Actually, sounds pretty decent. Isn't that cover awesome? I like the cover of this record. I always thought this was pretty awesome. Home Sweet Home. Who doesn't like that song? Who doesn't know that song front to back? Of course, you know it. I know it. Smoking in the Boys' Room. But really, beyond those two songs, I couldn't tell you anything about any of the songs on this record. I don't know. I just happen to have it. Am I getting rid of it? No. I'm keeping it because it's part of the thing. You got to have the thing. If Girls. Not a fan of that record either. Love the song Wild Side. But if I saw it for $5, I'd pick it up as well, and probably will end up picking it up because I'll at some point see it for a cheap price that I can't turn down, even though I'll never listen to it. But, you know, I'm sick. Moving on. Another album that came out in 1985 that is in that kind of vein, that sleazy rock and roll with attitude. Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. Front-loaded record, absolutely. One of the best riffs ever written in the 80s, absolutely. Piercy, top of his game here. He's sleazy. He's got that sound. It sounds like Rat. Warren DeMartini. The drum sounds, they're huge. The production quality is great. Lay It Down, that guitar riff, amazing stuff. Warren DeMartini, of course, prodigy of who? That's right, Jake E. Lee, who was involved with Rat. Before moving on to what some would call greener pastures and others would call maybe, I don't know. He went on with Ozzy, Bark at the Moon. It's great. Ultimate Sin was great. Short-lived with Ozzy. Would come out later with Badlands, Jakey Lee. I'm going to find any way to talk about him. Man Crush, maybe. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Maybe a little bromance going on. Who knows? Rat, Invasion of Your Privacy. Killer record. You're in Love. And Lay It Down. It's just right there. A little front-loaded, probably. The back end, I just listened to this record, the back end is not as memorable as the front end of this record. But definitely worth having. Especially, like, you can still get that one pretty cheap. I don't get it. Great guitar tone, by the way, from Warren DeMartini. Also, this band going to make at least two marks, 1985, and both in soundtracks. This is The Live and Die in L.A. This is the soundtrack by Wang Chung for the movie Live and Die in L.A. I've never seen it. I don't know. I want to say that it was kind of a. I don't know if it was. It's kind of an art house maybe kind of production. I don't know if you call it definitely an art house, but I think this movie kind of like is a little on the kind of strange side of things from what I could tell by the trailer that I watched years ago. But I definitely love the music by Wang Chung. Live and Die in L.A. The song Wait is on here, which is also on their Points to the Curve album, which I include in my synth pop albums that you should own, which I'm probably going to end up updating that video now still, because you could still pick that up for under $10. So I'm going to end up updating that synth pop records you can buy for under $10 that you should own. Kind of a synth pop starter pack, if you will. Live and Die in L.A. Wang Chung, great stuff. It sounds like L.A. at night in the 1980s. I've never been to L.A. I was definitely not in L.A. in the 1980s. From what I can envision L.A. was like in the 1980s, at night, at sunset. This album, it's very orange. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the cover. It sounds orange. Does that make any sense? It's also a killer song. Something in the orange. There's something in that orange cover, guys. All right, moving on. We're going to go to the other side of America. And I think this is 1985. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, this could be 84, could be 83. But I do think maybe, is Wang Chung on this as well? I'm looking, and I'm not seeing them. But I know that they were involved. Maybe they were on the second part. Anyway, Miami Vice. Feel it coming in the air tonight. Yep, that's right. I'm a huge Phil Collins fan, as you guys know. Picked this up in a bargain bin. I want to say I gave like $3 for this. Glenn Frey, Phil Collins, Jan Hammer, Tina Turner. What are you going to do? It's Miami Vice, baby. It's 1980s. Look at that. Doesn't get much more 80s than Miami Vice. Does it, my friends? All right, moving on. 1985. We're going to save that one. Let me see here. Let's keep on. Wang Chung making another appearance in another soundtrack, The Breakfast Club. That's right. Breakfast Club soundtrack, 1985. Killer soundtrack. A lot of people don't like this one. What? Yes. They don't like it. Don't You Forget About Me. One of my favorite songs of the 80s. I like just about every song on this because I can like hear it. I've like seen this movie 20, 30 times probably, maybe more, and I can just envision, like, in this whole album just sounds, you just put yourself there. The Breakfast Club. Funny thing, I bought this soundtrack for $7.99. I don't know, what is it, 5-6 years ago? And then if you look at the original price, what's the original price on there? What's the original price? $7.99. It cost the exact same as it did. I bought it probably 30 years later. Anyway, keep moving. 1985. What else do we have here? Something that hasn't absorbed. Am I a fan of Sisters of Mercy? Yes. Oh, it's another MoFi. MoFi Gate Digital. Brr. I don't know. It's Silver Label. Isn't that what we expect from it? Anyway, Sisters of Mercy, First and Last and Always. I like the song First and Last and Always. It's kind of a difficult listen, if I'm going to be honest. It's the production quality is not that great. I'm a way bigger fan of their next album that the name of is escaping me right now. I'll probably put it right here. So yeah, anyway, Sisters of Mercy, First and Last and Always. The goth, ever goth Sisters of Mercy. Don't tell them they're goth, though. They might get mad at you. One of the best power pop albums of all time, probably. Definitely of the 80s. The Outfield, Play Deep. Doesn't get much better. This whole thing, from start to finish, is amazing. The production value, the pop sensibility, the videos, everything about this record. Outfield, Play Deep. Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Great stuff. All right, and last but certainly not least is The Cult. That's right. I'm always gonna talk about these guys, The Cult, and their 1985 masterpiece, Love, which you should have. If you don't have it, what's wrong with you? The Cult, Love. What's on here? She Sells Sanctuary, Nirvana, Revolution. I'm trying to go through all of the songs on Love right now. And they're all, let me see here. Yes. She Sells Sanctuary. Let me see here. Big Neon. Brother Wolf. Sister Moon. Killer Stuff. Rain. Here Comes the Rain. Killer Stuff. The Cult and Love. This is a cool version that I found in Discogs years ago. It's a gatefold. This is the Canadian version. And I love it. It's a gatefold. It's beautiful. It's The Cult. It's Love. It's from 1985. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my insanity as I ramble on about God knows what. Bearded man up there talking about God knows what. But like I said, we're just sharing here. We're just trying to get our insanity to meet in a place. Thank you. And expect not quality, expect not quantity. If you want, if you're looking for inconsistency and somebody who barely knows what he's talking about and a mediocre quality, you've come to the right place. If this is what you like, subscribe. Okay? Hit the button. Ring the bell. Do the things. Anyway, thank you. Keep digging them records. All right? Check out this video. It's your algorithm picked it. It's one of my videos that might fit what you've been watching. And if you haven't subbed, do it here. Why not? Just do the thing. Let's be part of the culture together. Peace. I love you all. Love each other. Until next time. If there is a next time. Bye.